Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Heather. I'm going to be guiding you through a vinyasa flow, but this vinyasa flow is specifically for SUP yoga. We're focusing on stability and strength within our joints, our shoulder joints, hip joints, to help us to support our bodies for a strong SUP yoga experience or even paddleboarding in general. SUP yoga is stand up paddleboarding yoga. So that's what that stands for, the acronym for SUP. And today we would actually be on our boards doing class, but it is super windy today in Denver. So I hope that this stability flow on land will help you to support you throughout your practice and help you to build strong stable joints to help you to have a better SUP yoga experience. This is also for anybody who's just really looking to strengthen their hip joints, strengthen their shoulder joints. So we're definitely going to be working on stability and strength in our joints here. So that's going to be perfect for anybody who might be experiencing a little bit of weakness in their hips. All right, so let's get started. Let's get started. So wherever you are, let's take a nice easy seat. And that can be legs are crisscrossed, or you can have one ankle in front of the other, whichever feels best for you today, that feels best in your body. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths here, allowing ourselves to get grounded and ready for the practice. And maybe I invite you to close your eyes down a little bit if that feels good for you. If you are practicing outdoors, you can turn your vision or your intentions outward. You can turn your gaze outward. Your eyes closed, noticing what you hear, noticing maybe the wind on your skin. If we were on our boards on the water today, we would be focusing our awareness on the gentle flow of the water, the waves as they ebb and flow, gently rocking us and lulling us into a peaceful state. And we would open our ears to hear the wind blowing through the trees and bring our awareness to the warmth of the sun on our skin. If you're indoors, you can still turn your gaze outward. And what I mean by gaze is your awareness. Maybe closing down the eyes and opening the ears to listen to what you might be hearing in the room that you're in. Maybe activating your sense of smell and activating that sense of what can you feel on your skin, maybe the clothes, maybe the air conditioner. So just taking a moment here to be mindful of your surroundings, being mindful of the world around you. Taking a few breaths here just to notice what you experience. And there's no judgment, just a simple awareness of what's going on around you. And now turning your attention toward the breath. Start to create some long, slow, deep breaths here. Noticing how this is changing the sensation in your body. And again, no judgment, just having an awareness of what's happening inside our body as we increase the length of the breath. And now I invite you to activate a small constriction in the back of the throat. Almost as if you are fogging up a glass. And as you invite this small bit of constriction in the back of your throat, notice how this starts to make your body feel. This is our Ujjayi breath. And when we activate this breath, it helps to build heat in the body. And this flow is going to be a gentle stability flow, but we'll still be creating a little bit of heat here. Heat and warmth to activate and soothe the muscles here as we move throughout this practice. Slowly start to blink your eyes open, and we'll get started. So let's actually begin with a few neck rolls here to loosen up our shoulders, loosen up our neck here. So gently bring your chin towards your chest. Allow your chin to reach towards your chest, and then slowly start to rotate your head over to the right shoulder, to where the right ear is starting to reach toward the right shoulder. Take a couple of breaths here. Nice little shoulder, neck stretch. And then slowly bring the chin back down to center toward your chest. And then slowly start to roll the neck and head over to the left this time. Left ear reaches towards the left shoulder. Nice and gentle, no forcing. Just slowly allowing your body to open and activate. And then on your exhale, slowly start to bring the chin back down to center. We're going to do that a couple more times. And we're going to add in a little bit of a chin tilt. So inhale, start to rotate your head and right ear toward your right shoulder. Once you reach all the way towards your right shoulder, as far as your head can go, very gentle reminder, then slowly start to tilt your chin upward towards the sky. Noticing if you feel any tight spots or areas that need a little extra attention. And I invite you to stay there if it feels good. And then slowly start to tilt the chin down towards the chest. The right ear is still reaching towards the right shoulder, but now we're inviting the chin to tilt down towards the collarbone on the right side. Again, noticing if you feel any sticky areas in the left side of the neck that need a little bit of extra love and attention. Just breathe into those tight spots. Taking a few more breaths on the side as you tilt the chin slowly up and down, finding those areas that need a little bit of extra love and attention, staying there. And on your next exhale, slowly start to tilt the chin down first, and then start to rotate the head back to center. So the chin is down and center, and then slowly start to roll the head and neck over to the left. And once you reach that center point with your left ear towards the left shoulder, maybe start to tilt your chin upward towards the sky, staying in any spots that need a little bit of extra attention. Breathing deep into these areas. And then maybe start to tilt your chin down towards the collarbone on your left shoulder. And notice if you feel any tight spots in the right side of the neck. Breathe deep into these areas, letting your body know that it's safe to release any tension. And then take the next few breaths to gently tilt your chin up and down. Again, staying in any spots that might need a little bit of extra attention. And then on your next inhale, gently start to rotate your chin all the way down towards that left collarbone. And then start to rotate your head all the way back down and center. Inhale, lift the chin, gaze turns upward. And we'll continue on with this practice. So taking your hands onto your knees here, we'll begin with a few seated cats and cows. So inhale, roll the shoulders back, pull the chest through the shoulders. The chin comes forward and a little bit up. The tail goes back behind you. Exhale, roll the shoulders forward, pull the belly towards the spine, curve the spine into a cat pose. The chin comes down towards the chest. Inhale, reverse the curve of the spine. Start to roll the shoulders back, pulling the chest forward. Chin comes up, gaze goes up slightly. Exhale, curve and round your spine. Start to pull your belly button in and back, coming into cat pose. Let's roll through a few more rounds of cat and cow on our own, taking our time, moving slowly with our breath, with our ujjayi breath, that soft constriction in the back of the throat. Take your time as we move slowly, gently opening up the spine. Take one more breath. And then slowly come back to center, rolling the shoulders down and back. Inhale, take your left hand to your right knee. Your right hand comes behind you for an easy twist. Inhale, lengthen the spine towards the sky. Exhale, easy twist towards the right. Let's take a few breaths here, nice and gentle. You might notice that as your body starts to open with every long, deep breath, you invite a little bit more of a twist. No forcing, just a gentle opening of the body. Inhale, come back to center. And then let's take the twist to the opposite side. Right hand comes to left knee, left hand comes behind you. Inhale, lengthen the spine to the ceiling. Exhale, easy twist. Nice and gentle here. Take a few breaths. Maybe even inviting more twist with just your eyes looking left. To the left corner of the eyes. And then inhale, let's take it back to center. Good job. Take your right hand out to the right side and start to slide it a little bit more to the right. Right before it starts to catch the left hips here, before the left hip starts to raise off of the yoga mat. Inhale, swoop the left arm forward and all the way to the right. Nice long side stretch here to the right, creating a nice long line from our fingertips, reaching away from our left hips. One more big breath in. And exhale, swoop your left hand all the way back down to the left, coming back to center. Good job. Let's take it to the left hand side this time. So inhale, slide the left arm all the way to the left as far as it goes until just before that right hip starts to raise off the yoga mat. Inhale, swoop your right arm all the way over to the left, reaching, creating this nice long line from fingertips to hips, reaching, lengthening, nice side stretch to the right. One more big breath in. Exhale and take your right arm all the way back down, gently sliding your torso back to center. Good job. Take the feet out a little bit wider, the knees out a little bit wider. Soles of the feet come to touch. Big inhale in, lengthening the crown of your head to the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, folding forward, butterfly fold. Nice and gentle, gaze is down towards the toes. Nice long line from the base of the spine to the crown of the head, reaching forward and down. One more big breath in. And as you exhale, gently start to press yourself all the way back up. Good job. So from here, we'll bring our knees in towards together and then slide the knees all the way back down. We're going to come into hands and knees. So hands and knees, and let's roll through a little bit of hip shimmies here. Shimmying your hips gently from side to side. Opening and activating the hip joints here. And then let's roll through a few hands and knees, cats and cows. So ensure your wrists are underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tail and chin. Gaze is forward. Exhale, curve and round your spine. Cat pose. Inhale, reverse the curve of the spine. Coming into cow pose. And then exhale, let's come back to neutral spine. So in this shape, I want you to shimmy left and to the right. Shimmy your weight to the left, the right hand and knee, and then to the left hand and knee, right? So find some balance here. Because this is a stability class, we're working on that nice, strong joint system here. So really lift out of the joints, creating some strength in the shoulder joints here. So kind of puffing through your back. And then taking a nice center stance with the hips, making sure that you're not leaning too far to the left or to the right, because as we know, if we were on the board, that would tip us over to the left or to the right. So we're wanting to create these strong, stable foundations, lifting almost through the lower belly here to give us some lift so we're not sinking into the hips or into the shoulders. So creating a little bit of protraction with the shoulders and a little bit of lift with the lower belly and lower abs, and then obliques pulling in and up. So we've got a nice kind of lifted foundation here, right? So we're not sinking down, creating a nice lift. So you can almost kind of think of this as if we were in a plank pose. You want to also, again, create that lift, lifting the kneecaps, lifting the torso all the way up, and then heels of the feet reach all the way backward. So it's the same activation that we're doing, but now we're going to be activating it in hands and knees. Take one more big breath in. Exhale and come back to that neutral stance. Take the left hand in towards the center this time. And then inhale, pull the right hand all the way up. Nice twist. Open twist here. Making sure that the hips are right over the knees, right? So you're not shimmying the hips forward as you create this twist, that the hips are right over the knees. Exhale, we're going to dive your hand all the way through, threading the needle, allowing the right shoulder and side of the head to gently touch the yoga mat. In this shape, again, ensure that your hips are right over the knees so you're not shimmying the hips to the left or to the right. Create a nice center line here. One more breath in this twist. And then exhale, press into the left hand to slowly lift yourself all the way up, taking the right hand all the way up, open twist. And then exhale, return the right hand back down onto the yoga mat. Good job. Let's try the other side. So take your right hand towards the center of your yoga mat. Inhale, rotate the spine all the way up, taking the left arm up with it. Take a moment here to check your stability, check your center line. So shimmy the hips back over to the right if they were pulling to the left. One more big breath in, nice big twist. Exhale, dive your left arm underneath your right, coming into thread the needle on this side. Gently allowing the left shoulder and side of the head to reach the yoga mat. Taking a moment here to adjust the hips if you need to, making sure they're over the knees. One more big breath in, belly pulling towards the spine here, nice strong core support. Exhale, pressing into the right hand, gently rotate your spine all the way back up, open twist again to the left hand side, hand goes up, and then exhale, take your left hand all the way back down to the yoga mat. Good job. Let's shimmy our hips from side to side. And invite some intuitive cats and cows here. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, curve and round. Bringing the belly in and up. Head comes down. Inhale, reverse the curve, extend the spine. And exhale, pull your belly in and up. Coming into cat. One more time on your own. And then inhale, come back to neutral spine. So let's play around with some more stability here. So let's come back to our hands and knees plank. Remember, puffing up through the shoulders, gently protracting the shoulders here, puffing up through the upper back. Hips are supported by the lower belly and the obliques as we gently pull the spine, pull the belly button in and up, supporting the spine here. We're going to try some bird dogs. So extend your right leg behind you. Inhale, take the left arm parallel to the mat. So really pressing into the right hand here, lifting into the left or right hand and lifting into the left knee. Option to lift the foot parallel. So one long line reaching from toes to fingertips away from each other. Core stays strong, pulling the belly in and up. Everything is lifted. One more big breath. Exhale, return both hand and foot down to the yoga mat. Do a little shimmy with the hips, side to side. Take an intuitive cat and cow. And then exhale, come back to center. Let's try it on the opposite side. You're doing good. Inhale, extend the left leg. Toes can come to the yoga mat. Extend the right arm parallel to the ground. Option to lift the left leg here, or toes can stay on the ground, yogi's choice. We're going to be here for a couple breaths. Pull the belly button in and up, create a nice strong foundation, maybe using the toes, splaying them apart to give you a little bit more stability here. One more big breath in. Everything lifts, reaching, fingertips away from toes. Exhale and return hands and knees back to the yoga mat. Good job. Let's shimmy the hips side to side. Maybe invite an intuitive cat and cow if that feels good. And take one more breath. And then let's return all the way to center, hands and knees, that neutral pose. Tuck the toes here. Maybe walk the hands out one hand's length ahead of you or ahead of the hands. And then lift the knees first. Take one breath. Exhale, take them down. Inhale, let's lift the knees just a couple inches off the ground. Exhale, bring them all the way down. Inhale, shift your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, stay. Inhale again, gently lift the knees off of the yoga mat. Let's take one breath here. Exhale, let's take it all the way down. Shift the hips all the way back, untucking the toes. Let's come into a child's pose, extending the arms, reaching through the fingertips. Take your forehead or chin down to the yoga mat. Take a moment for rest before we move on. Inhale, press into your hands, coming all the way back up. Let's tuck the toes this time, shift our hips up and back, and come into our very first downward facing dog. Take a moment here to find the stability. Pointer fingers are pointing straight forward, so you're creating 11s with your pointer fingers. Maybe shift the hips from side to side and see how it feels to find the center where both legs are fully balanced between each other. Gently drop the head towards the chest. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Allowing the neck to fully release. Heels of the feet are reaching toward the yoga mat. It's okay if they don't reach, no problem. Roll the shoulder blades out towards the sides, wrapping around your torso. Tail is lifting, creating a nice long line from the base of the tail through the crown of the head. One more big breath in. And then nice long exhale out the mouth. Gently start to walk your feet forward. Nice gentle bend in the knees here. Walking the feet forward towards the hands. Nice big bend in the knees here, almost as if we're coming into a chair pose, but our hands are reaching towards the yoga mat. Your chest is reaching towards your thighs. Forward fold. Inhale, gently start to lift the head, coming into a halfway lift. Take the hips down, right? So you're almost in like a chair pose stance with your hips, and then lengthen the spine all the way forward. So this is a modified halfway lift. Inhale, keep a nice bend in the knees, and slowly start to rise all the way to standing. Big breath in, take the arms all the way up. And exhale, arms come all the way down towards the sides. Samastitihi. Inhale, take the arms all the way up to the sky, palms touch. Look up gently. Exhale, bring your palms through the center line, gently folding forward, hinging at the hips. Hands reaching towards the yoga mat, big bend in the knees. And then exhale, let's come all the way back down. Take your feet, reach them all the way back through plank pose, shoulders over wrists. Heels are reaching back towards the back wall, opposite direction of your crown. Inhale, one big breath. Option to take it down to knees if you'd like. And then exhale, let's take it all the way down to our bellies here. Bring your hands up forward towards the shoulders. And then let's come into our Sphinx pose. So elbows are underneath shoulders here. Taking a moment to soften and relax the lower back. The chest is lifting. Gaze is slightly forward. Let's take a few breaths here. And then on your last exhale, flare your elbows out towards the sides. And then make a pillow with the palms of your hands, the backs of your palms, and then gently allow your forehead to reach toward the backs of your palms, giving your head a little bit of a rest here. And if it feels good, you can shimmy your hips from side to side, releasing any tension in the lower back or in the hips. And this action would be really fun on the board, noticing how the water reacts to our hips, shimmying left and right. You can slowly bring your shimmy to stillness. And then inhale, gently lift the head. Bring the hands all the way back down beside your hips and thighs here. Take the forehead down to the yoga mat first. We're going to run through some gentle locust shapes here. So we'll start very gently. Inhale, lift your head. Only this time, head and shoulders are lifting off the yoga mat. All 10 toes are pressing down into the yoga mat to give you some stability and strength here. And then exhale, take your forehead all the way back down. Release everything. Inhale, bring your forehead and shoulders all the way back up. using your back muscles to lift, pulling in your obliques and your abs in and up to give you a little bit more stability through the core. And then exhale, forehead comes all the way down. Inhale, let's lift the hands this time too. So raise your head, using your muscles in your back, and this time raise your hands too. So the hands are raising and hands and arms are raised off the yoga mat, reaching towards the back wall, towards your toes. All 10 toes reaching towards the mat. One more big breath in. Really lift using your back muscles and triceps and shoulder muscles. And then exhale, take your forehead all the way back down. We're going to try that variation one more time. Inhale, lift the head, shoulders, and arms off the ground, almost as if you're flying, like a superhero flying through the sky, or if you were a mermaid swimming through the ocean. Swim, swim, swim. Option to shimmy and swim from side to side, taking each hand, one hand down to the right, other hand down to the left, down, down. And then exhale, take your forehead all the way back down to the yoga mat. Good job. The swimming from side to side was a little bit different. Take a little moment to breathe into your back muscles. Maybe shimmy your hips from side to side, noticing how that feels. Maybe it helps to release some tension if you have any. We're going to try that variation one more time, except this time we're going to add in the feet and legs too. Feel free to stay at only head and shoulders lifting or only head, shoulders, and arms lifting. Yogi's choice. Inhale, let's give it a try. Head comes off, shoulders and arms come off, and then inhale, the legs come off. We're flying through the air, locust pose. Let's take 3 breaths here. Pulling the obliques into the central line. Arms are lifting using the back muscles and shoulders. Legs are lifting using the glutes and hamstrings. Toes reach towards the back wall. Crown of the head reaches towards the front. Exhale, take it all the way back down. Good job, yogis. Let's try that one more time. Inhale, lift. You're flying through the sky, or you're a mermaid flying through the ocean, swimming, gliding. One more big breath. Really reach the fingertips and toes back. Lengthen the crown forward. And then exhale, take it all the way back down. Good job. Shimmy your hips side to side. Bring the arms forward underneath the shoulders. And then gently start to press yourself up all the way through hands and knees. And let's come to a child's pose. Yogi's choice on child's pose. You can fold your arms, giving your forehead a little bit of support here. Or you can lengthen your arms all the way out, fingertips reaching out in front of you. Your hips reach toward your heels. Good job. One more breath. And then exhale, gently start to shift yourself forward, coming back to hands and knees. Tuck your toes. Shift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good job. Enjoy this downward facing dog for 5 breaths. You can pedal out your legs, bending into one knee and then the other. Bending into one knee and then starting to rotate your spine and chest the opposite direction, looking through the opposite armpit. And try it on the other side. Bend into the right knee. Rotate your chest and look underneath the left armpit. A little bit of a twist here. And you can do that as many times as you need. We have a couple more breaths. And then on your next exhale, find that stillness. Inhale, bring your left foot in just a little bit. Right foot starts to lift off the yoga mat. 1 foot is fine, 2 feet, or you can lift it all the way up, yogi's choice. Try not to open the hip, but we want to keep the hips parallel. Exhale, bring the knee in, pull it towards your nose, and then plant that foot towards between the hands. Left knee comes down to the yoga mat. Take a moment here to find your stability. Ensure that ankle is right underneath knee. Hips are facing forward. And as you feel good, you can walk your hands up your right knee. Take a moment here, finding that stability and foundation, pulling in the lower abs, pulling the obliques in and around towards the center line. Strong left thigh. And as you feel comfortable and stable here, inhale, take the arms all the way up. One more big breath. And then exhale, take both hands all the way down to frame your right foot. Plant your left hand. And then inhale, twist your right arm all the way up. Nice twist here on the right hand side. And then exhale, take your hand all the way back down. Tuck your back toes, plant your hands, and then lift the left knee. Pull the right foot back, coming back into downward dog. Take a moment here, find that stability, pressing evenly into both feet, pressing evenly into both hands. Inhale the left leg high this time. Could be 1 foot off the mat or 2, or all the way as high as you can reach, yogi's choice. Make sure to keep the hip closed. Exhale, pull the knee in towards the nose, and then plant the foot towards between the hands. Take the right knee all the way down to the yoga mat. Take a moment here to find that stability. And as you feel comfortable, you can slowly start to walk your hands up your left knee. Strong right thigh. The belly is reaching around and in towards the center line. And as you feel stable here, inhale, take both arms all the way up, reaching the fingertips up, grounding through the hips, through the knees, tailbone reaches towards the ground. One more big breath in and reach. Exhale, take both hands down to the mat, framing your foot. Plant your right hand. Inhale, open the right arm all the way up to the sky, internal twist on the left side. Pulling the belly in and up to the spine. Nice strong core here, lifting through the shoulder. So we're not sinking in, it's lifting through the right shoulder. One more breath. Exhale, take your left hand all the way back down, framing that foot. Tuck your right toes. Lift your right knee, planting your hands on either side of your foot, and then gently sweep your left foot all the way back, coming back in a downward facing dog. Let's take a moment here, shimmying the hips from side to side, finding that stable foundation of equal weight between both feet and both hands. One more breath. Exhale and start to walk your feet toward your hands. Nice bend in the knees if you need to. Take your time reaching your hands. Nice deep bend in the knees here, giving your body lots of support and stability through the legs. Take your hips all the way down parallel and then gently come up on the fingertips. This is a modified halfway lift. Lengthen your spine from the base of the spine to the tip of the crown all the way forward. Nice long line. Maybe even rotate the shoulders back. Inhale, gently start to press into the feet, lifting your hips, lifting your body all the way up, coming into standing. Take your arms all the way up. Gently look up. Exhale, palms touch and slowly cascade down through the center line. And then release the hands by the side. Find your balance, maybe shifting between left foot and right, finding an equal balance between both legs. And then heel toe your feet out towards the sides, maybe even bringing the feet to a 45-degree angle, maybe even toes are reaching off the yoga mat. Our SUP boards are a bit wider, 35 inches. So a little bit toes are coming off the yoga mat, coming into our malasana squat. So nice big stance with our feet here. And then slowly, maybe even taking hands to hips or hands to a prayer in front of your chest, yogi's choice. Slowly start to sit the hips all the way down, coming into this malasana squat. You can reach your hands towards the ground if you need a little bit of support here. Or if you feel comfortable, you can allow yourself to take hands into a prayer in front of your chest, and then using your elbows to gently push the knees out towards the sides laterally. Inhale, lift the crown. Nice strong spine, nice strong thighs, hips, feet, arms, elbows, everything strong. Everything gaining that prana, that vital life force. One more big breath in. Exhale, take your hands down to the yoga mat and sit all the way down onto your easy seat. Taking a nice easy seat here just for a moment, allowing our hips to rest just for a moment here. And then let's bring our knees together, soles of the feet reach towards the yoga mat. On the ground, we'll come into some boat poses on our boat. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple of different modifications. Boat pose is a little bit scary for some people, but for SUP yoga, it's super important because we want to create that strong core, and boats are perfect because we're already on the water, right? Okay, so soles of the feet are on your yoga mat. Knees are bent. You can take knees wide, wide, or knees together, whichever feels best for you. Sometimes I like mine a little bit wider, or feet a little bit wider. Okay, so take a couple variations and see how you feel in your body today. Soles of the feet planted. Lean back just a little bit, right to where you start to feel that like tailbone kind of catching right before there. You don't want to be right on your tailbone because that might be kind of painful. So you want to be right in between those sits bones, right to where you start to feel that little catch, like maybe like a 45-degree angle. Tuck the lower belly. So pull the lower belly in, lift the chest. Maybe shoulders come back just a little bit. Arms come parallel. Or you can gently hold on to the front of the shins if you want to. Not hard. This is just to give you a little bit of stability, okay? Options, okay? You could keep soles of the feet planted gently, right? Because we're creating some lift. We want to create some strength in our core. So these are barely touching. Inhale, arms come out. Let's take our first boat pose. We're going to be here for 5 breaths. You can do it. 1, 2. Gazes forward. Focus your drishti. And drishti is just a point where you just gaze at, so you keep your stability. 3, 4, last breath, you're almost there. 5, awesome job. So pull or take your hands to your shins and pull your chest forward just a little bit. Okay, release that the lower abs. Take your knees wide just a little bit, pulling your chest forward, and then let's try that one more time. So this time you can take tippy toes to the yoga mat, right? As an option for this next boat. So same thing, tuck the lower abs, lift the chest, take the arms parallel, and we're gonna be here for 5. 1, 2, doing good. 3, 4, 5. Good job. Inhale, gently drop the heels, pulling the chest forward and through the knees. Taking a moment to release all the tension through the torso. And let's try that one more time. Okay, so this is our last boat. Let's give it our all. All right, so this time you have the option of keeping the tiptoes on the yoga mat, or you can take lower legs parallel. Okay, I'm gonna try lower legs parallel. We're gonna see how that goes. Okay, so again, tuck the abs, tuck the lower abs, lift the chest, arms go parallel. We'll be here for 5. 1, 2, weebles wobbles, it's okay. 3, 4, almost there. 5, drop the feet, gently pull the chest through, lengthen the spine. And exhale. Let's pull the knees in, maybe shimmy the hips down the yoga mat a little bit, and then we'll come all the way down. Nice and slow. Use your core. All the way down. Good job. Take a moment here. Let's come into our constructive rest pose. So feet to the wide edges of your mat. Knees come to touch. Maybe you snake your spine down just a little bit. Giving your body a little bit of rest. All right, so gently start to walk your feet in towards each other, right in line with the hips. So feet are about hip width distance. And then inhale, gently start to lift slowly the hips, lifting the hips, vertebrae by vertebrae. And then maybe taking the hands underneath of you and start to rotate the shoulders underneath the chest. Coming into bridge pose. We'll be here for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. On your exhale, gently release the hands and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, release the back and the hips all the way back down onto the mat. Take a moment here, walk the feet to the wide edges, and we'll come into constructive rest for just a moment here. Slowly start to walk your feet back towards hip distance, and then lengthen both legs all the way out long. Take a moment here to adjust your body. And then inhale, bring the right knee in towards your chest. Give it a nice big hug. Maybe point and flex your toes. Maybe invite some ankle circles, one direction, and then the opposite direction. And then on your next exhale, bring your right knee over towards your left. Really take your time, allowing the twist to be nice and slow, easeful. Take your right arm out to the side, or you can even cactus arm. You can use your left hand to hold onto the right thigh if that feels more secure and stable for you. Inhale, hold on to the right knee, gently start to bring it back towards the center line. Hug it in towards your chest one more time. And then exhale, send your leg all the way down to meet its twin. Maybe rotate the legs in and out. And then slowly bring that the left knee in towards your chest. Squeeze it in, give it a nice big hug. Maybe point and flex the ankles or point and flex the toes. Rotate the ankles one direction and then the opposite direction. And then on your next exhale, rotate the left knee over to the right hand side. Nice and slow, take your time. Allowing the twist to happen from the base of the spine and gently moving all the way up like a staircase, a spiral staircase. Inhale and grab onto the the left knee and gently start to rotate it back towards the center line. Hug it in towards your chest, give it a nice big hug. And then exhale, send your left leg all the way down to meet its twin. And we'll set ourselves up for our final shape, Shavasana. And feet come a little bit away from each other, about hips width distance or farther. Hands can come down by your sides, or even option to bring them up over your head, almost in like a star pose shape, really taking up space on your mat and taking up space in your life as a vital force to support our community. Allow yourself to relax as we take rest. Initiate a deeper breath here. And bringing some prana into your body. Fresh breath and air, saturating the lungs. And bring your awareness to your skin. Noticing if you feel a breeze or the fabric of your clothes. And then gently start to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe inviting some ankle circles or wrist circles or stretches. Maybe take your arms overhead, lengthening from head to toe. Nice big stretch. Maybe bringing your knees towards your chest, giving yourself a nice big hug, and thanking yourself for filling your cup with yoga today. As you feel ready, you can gently start to roll over to your preferred side. Taking your time here. There's no rush. Maybe even using your lower arm as a pillow. Drinking in the last few breaths of peace. And then when you're ready to awaken, renewed and refreshed, ready to take on the rest of your day, you can slowly start to press into your hands and slowly start to lift yourself all the way back up to a seated position. Take your time. And with your eyes still closed, take a moment here to bring the palms together in front of your heart. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths together, exhaling out of the mouth to release any stress or tension that might be remaining left over from the practice. Inhaling all the way, big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Last time, make it the biggest breath in. And biggest breath out. Thank you so much for joining me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for today's SUP Stability Vinyasa flow. This was super fun. This is just a little example of what you will experience on our SUP Yoga classes. And SUP Yoga for Denver for Cosmic Soulchemy is going to be starting in June 4th is our SUP Yoga season opener. So we hope to see you out there. And Thank you so much for joining me for this wonderful stability flow. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Be well, yogis.